Hello, this is VTV News live at 3 p.m. from Hanoi. You're with me, Hainam, and let's see what we have for the headlines at this hour. State President visits the K9 historical sites to pay tribute to the late President Ho Chi Minh. Nearly 3,000 Hanoi youngsters celebrate Startup Festival. 61 poor Vietnamese patients receive free joint replacement thanks to the support of Operation Walk Chicago. Now, top news of the hour. State President Trần Đại Quang made a visit and offered incense to the late President Ho Chi Minh at the K9 historical site this morning, April 10th. President Quang pledged to study and follow President Ho Chi Minh's moral example, continue to promote the innovation and development of the nation for the purpose of a strong, democratic, fair, and civilized country. The historical relic site is located on Ba Vy Mountain, about 70 kilometers from downtown Hanoi to the west. In May 1957, President Ho Chi Minh decided to choose the site as a working place for the party's Central Committee. Many decisions and instructions of the committee were issued here, contributing to the national reunification in 1975. Today, April 10th, nearly 3,000 youngsters in Hanoi have joined the Startup Festival of the capital city to look for opportunities and bright ideas from experts. This event also attracted successful startups and leaders of big companies who are willing to share their experience and enthusiasm in forum and talk shows. At the event, experts will deliver face-to-face consultations to youngsters in terms of business, license application, taxes, financing, and export-import. On this occasion, an office, a hotline, and a website will be launched to support startups in dealing with legal issues. Many Vietnamese startups are choosing to start their journey in the IT field. However, not many startups have a clear plan for doing this. The success of Money Lover, a Vietnamese app built for finance management, along with its focus on customers, will help other Vietnamese startups set their goals better.
Money Lover is a Vietnamese-made app which helps users manage their finances effectively and easily. The app has received good reviews, and despite being a paid app, it was downloaded over 5 million times, both by users in Vietnam and other countries.
20% of our customers are from Vietnam. The rest are from other markets like Europe and the US.
Not satisfied with the current achievements, Money Lover is setting bigger goals for the future.
We are working hard to reach 10 million downloads in the upcoming year.
So what are the secrets behind Money Lover's success? 3 years ago, most financing apps on the market were hard to use, especially for users with little experience in finance management. And Money Lover came out as a result, developed by people who also know little about managing money.
Because we were people who could not manage money well either, we needed something to help us with our finances. Afterwards, we decided to build an app to help other people too. Money Lover focuses on the needs of our customers, and it is the biggest reason the app exists.
A week after Money Lover came out, it was introduced on forums for Android developers and was well received. This input from users had helped Money Lover constantly improve itself. By putting the users at the core of the product, Money Lover has become a model of success for other Vietnamese startups. In the future, the app will be linked to banks and feature card payment along with other options.
Phu Quoc Island in the southern province of Kiên Giang has long been considered as an ideal place to visit in Vietnam. The island's tourism sector is very developed, bringing a large amount of revenue to the locality. Many projects are now being carried out to change the island's image and to exploit more of its tourism potential. More in the following report.
This is Vinpearl Resort in Phu Quoc Island. Not long ago, this became the largest resort and recreation complex in Phu Quoc Island, covering 30 hectares. Besides the Vinpearl, there are many other million-dollar projects here from investors such as Sun Group and BIM Group.
Phu Quoc is provided with preferential mechanisms. that no other place in the country can receive. For example, tourists can stay in Phú Quốc longer without having to extend their visa.
Such preferential policies have created a new image for Phú Quốc Island. This is why the place nicknamed Paradise of Convalescence has attracted over 300,000 tourists. This number has increased by 100% compared to the previous period, bringing over $300 million in revenue for the trading and tourism sector in the region.
Our first impression was that it was very warm temperature, because in our countries it is springtime and it's about 10 or 15 degrees in our country.
I think Phú Quốc is a very good place for tourism, with very beautiful scenery and a clean atmosphere.
Despite having many advantages, the island still needs a further infrastructure development to attract more investment.
The National Tourism Year 2016 will be launched this evening, April 10th, with the theme Exploring the South in Phú Quốc Island, Kiên Giang Province. This opening ceremony is a national art performance which attracts many famous artists and celebrates the uniqueness of the Mekong Delta region. The National Tourism Year 2016 will include 65 events held throughout the year, with emphasis on promoting tourism in Phú Quốc Island and the Mekong Delta region. Đà Lạt strawberries are a specialty fruit of the area. However, farmers are still using old farming techniques to grow their plants, which is hindering the development of the sector. The supply of seedlings is another issue that needs to be dealt with. Let's find out more in the following report.
This woman has planted strawberries for many years. However, she doesn't buy her strawberry seedlings. According to her, many other farmers in the region also don't buy their seedlings.
I get the strawberry seedlings from my sister. I pick the plants that I think are developing well.
According to the Lâm Đồng Plant Protection Department, only 30% of the strawberry farming areas get strawberry seedling from tissue cultural establishment. The other farmers get their seedlings by separating them from mother plants. However, by using this method, farmers cannot control the quality or manage the diseases of their seedlings. This will also cause degeneration if the seedlings are taken from older plants.
While we recommend that they should cultivate only 4 to 5 seedling plants, farmers usually breed 7 or 8 seedlings from the mother plant. This will affect the quality of both the mother and seedling plants.
In Lâm Đồng province, the area for growing strawberries is about 115 hectares. However, while farmers are recommended to take their seedlings from tissue cultural establishments, the number of seedlings available from this establishment is not enough.
To meet the demand for seedlings, I think it's necessary to upgrade the tissue culture establishment. Farmers should follow the instruction of experts to maintain the quality of their strawberries, which are a famous specialty of Đà Lạt.
According to the Lâm Đồng Plant Protection Department, Đà Lạt strawberries grown both outside and in glass houses have to deal with various pests and diseases, including red spiders, black root rot, and grey mold. Therefore, promoting the use of cultured seedlings is the only way to reduce crop diseases and enhance the quality of Đà Lạt strawberries.
Coming up next on VTV News, northwest provinces hit by severe hailstorm. And poor patients in Vietnam receive free joint replacement thanks to the support of Operation Walk Chicago.
Exotic Vietnam is an intriguing blend of many charms. This land is where all manner of stunning landscapes await like a visual feast, rivaled only by the beauty of its people and their abundantly rich tradition and culture. Here is where you can relive the past in richest color or live it up in the bright lights of the big city. With so much more to offer, Vietnam is simply unforgettable.
You're watching VTV News Live. In the last few days, hailstorms and cyclones have hit Nghệ An and Lào Cai provinces. Hailstones as large as 2 centimeters with strong winds left holes in many roofs and damaged wide plots of vegetables. In Điện Biên province, thunderstorms also blew away and damaged the roofs of 86 households, injuring 3 people. The Committee of Natural Disasters Prevention and Rescue of Tuần Giáo District has urgently sent forces to help and support affected people, moving them to shelter from hailstorm-hit area. People in the drought-hit areas of the Mekong Delta province of Sóc Trăng are receiving good news as the fresh water supply system for remote areas is completed. This is the result of great efforts by local people and authorities. Since the beginning of the dry season, Sóc Trăng province has installed about 15,000 meters of water pipeline with total cost of nearly $19,000. The government has released the operating procedures for associated reservoirs in 2014 to keep balance in the water supply during the dry season. It regulates the responsibilities of parties. However, the Electricity Corporation of Vietnam and local authorities in the central and southern provinces need to strengthen collaboration in order to deal with the current drought situation. More to follow.
Since last month, the reservoir's water level in Canak Lake in the Ba River system has been much lower than in previous years, under 3 cubic meter per second. Meanwhile, the release of water for Gia Lai province has been maintained in compliance with regulations of the reservoirs. According to the regulation of the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development, the reservoirs need to place priority on the release of water for basic water supply in downstream regions other than for hydroelectricity.
EVN has directed in line with regulations from the Ministry of Industry and Trade to give the first priority for domestic water supply following agricultural, industrial and electrical purposes. In situations of drought that require special water use, the People's Committee in the local region has to send a report on the plan for water use to the ministry to regulate it. EVN will not use the special water supply in the current period.
With the operating procedures for associated reservoirs, the responsibilities of management agencies are drafted tightly. In the An Khê system, the People's Committee of Gia Lai province decides the release of water in the event of drought. The Department of Water Resources Management under the Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment monitors the implementation of water released.
EVN is responsible to comply with procedures for the management of reservoirs. If they fail to do that, especially during the dry season, the responsibility will belong to the local People's Committee. For example, in the An Khê Canak system, the Gia Lai People's Committee need to stand up and monitor the situation.
According to EVN, the water level of lakes in the central and southern provinces has been extremely low. However, this corporation will mobilize all resources to meet the demand for electricity and do everything they can to save the water.
Traffic safety education for children has become a priority, as education at an early age will how effective raise the awareness. However, turning mundane regulations into an interesting subject for children is not an easy task. In the following report, we'll look at a program which has helped thousands of students learn more about traffic safety over the past 11 years.
These students are performing a play called Our School's Traffic Story. They are from Bắc Giang province and are participating in a program held in Cần Thơ City to learn about traffic safety.
I feel happy in the program. I understand more about traffic safety, and I will share my knowledge with my family and friends.
This year's program drew the participation of 100 students from 10 provinces and cities. With the slogan, "Learn to play, play to learn," the students participated in several contests about traffic safety, including art performances and painting. Each team carried meaningful messages calling people to follow traffic regulations.
Each year, we talk with the Ministry of Education and Training and the National Traffic Safety Committee to find new activities that will help raise students' knowledge on traffic safety. This year, our branches in provinces will work directly with local education units to make the program more practical.
The event is part of the program called Toyota and I Learn Traffic Safety, co-organized by Toyota Vietnam, the Ministry of Education and Training, and the National Traffic Safety Committee. Over the last 11 years, the program has helped bring traffic safety knowledge to thousands of students and provided over 7.5 million books on traffic safety.
We have conducted the traffic safety program at schools, especially primary schools. We think that traffic culture should be nurtured at an early age.
In the future, we will continue traffic safety education in school through extracurricular activities. We want to raise students' awareness about traffic safety.
With significant results, the Ministry of Education and Training has decided to combine the content of the program with lessons about traffic safety at schools nationwide. This will hopefully contribute to building a safe traffic environment for Vietnamese people.
60 poor Vietnamese patients who suffer from damaged joints will now be able to walk again, thanks to the support of Operation Walk Chicago. This is the third time that this US-based charity organization has cooperated with Vietnamese doctors, exchanging know-how and giving free surgeries for Vietnamese patients. The operations were performed by local and American doctors from April 2nd to 9th at the Army Central Hospital 108.
After years of suffering from rheumatoid arthritis, a disease that results in painful deformity and immobility, Trần Văn Tiến has the chance to walk again with the help of doctors from Operation Walk Chicago.
For me, this is a miracle. I'm so grateful to the doctors. I will try hard to practice walking and have a better life.
Surgery was the last chance for these patients who were either unable to walk or faced difficulties doing so due to their injuries. Normally, joint replacement costs at least $3,500, which is unaffordable for poor people. This charity program has made the patients' dreams come true.
Thanks to Operation Walk, we helped a lot of poor patients in Vietnam who have severe damage to their knee and groin joints. This year, we have the highest number of patients, 61 patients, and 83 joints have been operated on.
More than 70 leading medical experts and experienced, skillful doctors have volunteered to join the program, helping people get back to their normal daily life.
Vietnam is a wonderful place to do Operation Walk because the people are so hardworking and good. We look for countries where the doctors are improving their skills, so we not only help people but also help teach the doctors and nurses skills that they can help people after this.
Our rewards are the smiles and happy tears of the patients who weren't able to walk for 5 or even 10 years. We take every chance we have to support Vietnamese patients.
Volunteers and humanitarian activities like this will be expanded nationwide in order to make a better life for poor patients.
An event for volunteers all over the world called Global Volunteer Day was held in Hanoi by Volunteer for Peace Vietnam Club in cooperation with the British Council on Saturday. This is an annual event which aims to connect Vietnamese and foreign volunteers to form a global volunteer network. Hong Yung has more.
More than 40 volunteers from 20 countries and 800 Vietnamese volunteers participated in the 2016 Global Volunteer Day. They share with the others their voluntary activities through their booths that portray the special cultural features of their countries.
Minh Tú is a Vietnamese volunteer. She has just returned to Vietnam from her volunteer trip in Estonia. Tu participated in these events last years. However, she feels more excited this year as she has the chance to share with other volunteers her memorable experiences while doing her own volunteer work for the past 3 months.
After 3 months of volunteering in Estonia, I participated in 2 projects related to farm work and education. I strongly believe that there is no difference between Vietnamese volunteers and foreign ones. I'm very happy to join the Global Volunteer Day, share my experiences with others and inspire them.
Like Tu, Paula is a German volunteer who has worked in Vietnam for 9 months. Apart from teaching English for students on the outskirts of Hanoi, Paula's main activities is taking care of young patients at the National Institute of Hematology and Blood Transfusions. But this is the first time she has taken part in Global Volunteer Day.
This is a huge event. It's so amazing. There are so many different booths, and I'd really like to get to know different cultures, and that there are so many different volunteers from other countries than Vietnam as well.
With the theme Active Citizens, Peaceful Engagement, Sustainable Living, Global Volunteer Day this year has connected all volunteers in Vietnam and around the world who have a strong passion for volunteer work. Moreover, it has also inspired those who intend to do these works.
At Global Volunteer Day this year, we would like to raise young volunteers' awareness about peace, since it's always a hot issue. I want all the volunteers to realize that they are an essential part of peacekeeping activities with their volunteer works.
The money gained from the ticket sale during the Global Volunteer Day this year will be used to raise funds for Bring On the Water, Open the Future project, which is currently underway in Yên Bái province. This project aims to provide students here with enough water and allow them to continue their learning.
And now let's check out what made the headlines during the last week.
Over the past week, National Assembly elected new key leaders. Nguyen Xuân Phúc, member of the Politburo and then Deputy Prime Minister, was elected as Prime Minister on April 7th, with the support of 446 out of 490, or over 90% of the total National Assembly deputies. The National Assembly also elected National Assembly Chairwoman, Vice State President, Vice National Assembly Chairman, Chief Justice of the Supreme People's Court, Prosecutor General of the Supreme People's Procuracy, Chairman of the National Assembly Ethnic Council, Chairs of 5 National Assembly Committees and the State Auditor General. On April 9th, the National Assembly passed a resolution on the election of 3 Deputy Prime Ministers and 18 Ministers.
Vietnam requested China to cancel its oil drilling plan and promptly remove its Haiyang Shuyou 981 drilling rig out of the mouth of the Gulf of Tonkin, whose delineation is under negotiation. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lê Hải Bình said at a press conference held on Thursday. Also on Thursday, Foreign Ministry spokesperson Lê Hải Bình extended Vietnam's response to China switching on a lighthouse on Subi Reef off Vietnam's Spratly archipelago. He said that Vietnam requests China to immediately stop its violations of Vietnam's sovereignty in the Paracel and Spratly archipelagos. Vietnam once again affirmed that the country has full legal foundations and historical evidence proving its indisputable sovereignty over the 2 archipelagos. The same day, a Vietnamese Ministry of Foreign Affairs representative met and handed a diplomatic note to a Chinese embassy representative to object to the move.
ASEAN member countries need to prioritise economic restructuring. Finance ministers insisted this at the 20th ASEAN Finance Ministers meeting, otherwise called AFMM, which kicked off in Vientiane, Laos on April 4th. Vietnam's Finance Minister Dinh Tiến Dũng reaffirms the role of economic restructuring in the sustainable development of the ASEAN bloc. Delegates also agreed that ASEAN member countries should continue to facilitate AEC Blueprint 2025. On the same day, the second ASEAN Finance Ministers and Central Bank Governors joint meeting also took place to discuss intra-bloc economic and financial cooperation amid regional and international difficulties.
Water released from the reservoirs in China and Laos has reached the Mekong Delta region in Vietnam in a bid to prevent the long-lasting drought and salt water intrusion. The General Department of Irrigation has asked local authorities to instruct farmers to take fresh water from the source. But despite this change, localities 25 to 35 kilometers inland from the coast should not begin rice seedling until the region experiences rain.
The foreign direct investment inflow into Vietnam in the first quarter rose to $2.74 billion, up 125.2% compared to the same period last year, according to the Foreign Investment Agency under the Ministry of Planning and Investment. As of March 20th, the authorities granted licenses to 473 new FDI projects across the country. In total, new investment and increased investments are worth $4.02 billion, up 119.1% compared to the same period last year. The processing and machinery sector and real estate sector tops the list in attracting FDI projects in Vietnam so far.
Vietnam officially detected the first 2 cases of Zika infection in Khánh Hòa province and Ho Chi Minh City. In Khánh Hòa, authorities circled the area where the patient lived to spray and collect mosquito samples. Ho Chi Minh City's Department of Health requested the Center for International Health Quarantine to tighten surveillance at Tân Sơn Nhất International Airport. The center will cooperate with security forces at the airport to monitor passenger temperatures and gather information from the passenger traveling from the affected areas. Anyone showing suspicious symptoms will be immediately transported to the hospital for tropical diseases for quarantine for 12 days.
President of the Vietnam Fatherland Front, otherwise called VFF, Nguyễn Thiện Nhân conveyed his congratulations to the Khmer community nationwide on the occasion of the traditional Chul Chnam Thmay New Year festival. The VFF leader also expressed his belief that the Khmer ethnic groups will continue to uphold their traditions and unity to build their rural areas and developed urban areas. Chul Chnam Thmay is one of the most important festivals of the year for the Khmer people. One of the most important practices in Chul Chnam Thmay is the Buddha bathing ceremony. Various traditional activities such as folk games, dances and singing are also held during the festival.
And VTV News will continue with the weather forecast. And that is the end of VTV News. Don't forget to visit our website and YouTube channel for more details about programs. Thank you for watching and goodbye for now.